chills, literally. I do not feel good in here at all. But you're here. Touch it again, please. Could you touch it again? So hey there, I'd like to welcome you to Rouen. I'm about to take you to some incredible places here. This is the Cathedral of Rouen behind me. You're going to see more about that in a moment. I'm going to take you to the location where Joan of Arc was burned at the stake, where her trial was held, where she was threatened with torture. I'm going to take you to a place where a cemetery once was and is now a cafe, a school, and some shops, but it's really incredible and kind of macabre. And there's a mummified cat in the wall where they found it. So there's a lot in this town, and there's some and I was in an alleyway that's said to be extremely haunted, and I had a wild experience there. I captured it on video. Can't wait to show you that. And some words that I got that were incredibly accurate at the site where Joan of Arc was burned. Stay tuned, watch. This is going to get really incredible. I think you're going to enjoy this video. All right, good morning. I'm about to walk the city really early on a Sunday morning, and I want to explore the city and take you to the sites of Joan of Arc. What you see here is the Cathedral of Rouen. I was in it yesterday. I filmed what I could. It was extremely busy. I'm going to try and get back in there today, but it was incredible. What was inside was beyond imagination. Richard the Lionheart, King Richard. Many of you may know him from the Robin Hood stories, but he was also the Crusader king. He didn't spend a lot of time in England. He actually lived most of his life here in France, and his heart is entombed inside the cathedral, and I've visited that. But Rollo, the Viking Rollo, who first came here with the Vikings and invaded, he is also entombed inside. So look at this. This is incredible. This whole area yesterday was packed by the entire city because they had an opera out here outside, and it is so incredible that all the people here, there was literally thousands of people here yesterday standing right here. So here's the cathedral. It's not even open yet. Now, what's really incredible about this cathedral is that it's been building here since already the 4th century. There was a church here, and then it was built again and again. And this cathedral, what you see here, was actually began in the 1030s, the 11th century. But literally since the 4th century, there has been a church here. So we are now going to head to an astrological clock that has been here since Joan of Arc's time. Well, it was first put there in the 15th century. It first got electricity in the 1920s, but it's absolutely incredible, and I'm going to show you. It is the largest such mechanism from medieval times that is still in existence. So here is the clock. I'm walking up to it now. The city is slowly but surely coming alive. So okay. what's most interesting is what's underneath. So let me show you that. That's the footsteps of a pedestrian. Look at this. Absolutely incredible. The clock is behind me, and now I'm heading to what I came to Rouen for. Okay, so where I am now, right now I'm in the market square, which would have been in the 15th century and the 1400s when Joan of Arc was killed here and put on trial. This would have been the market square right here. And so this church that's here to my left is called the Church of Joan of Arc, and it was built right next to the exact spot where Joan of Arc was put to death. And I'm going to show you that to you in just a moment. So right here, you can see we're in the market square. And it was clue. I got the word clue. I have my word app open that entities in theory can use to create words. Clue. I wonder why I got the word clue. Okay, so now Joan of Arc's trial was a witch trial, literally. They claimed that she was talking to Satan. In fact, at first they were trying to say she didn't talk to anybody, not St. Michael, not St. Catherine, or any of the saints. And then later it said, yeah, you were talking to someone, you were talking to Satan. So it was a witch trial. A lot of people try to say it wasn't, but it was. And it wasn't a true trial in a sense, it was a trial during war, the 100-year war. And she wasn't even allowed to go to the Pope. She was cut off. And so it wasn't a trial in the sense of that the church had complete control over it. No, it was in a war, and English commanders had control of that trial. So there's a lot of misrepresentation about what the trial was about and so on. It was about killing her, plain and simple. She was a symbol to France, and they wanted to kill that symbol. The problem is they created a martyr, and they created somebody who became more powerful after death. And then she was, of course, in a trial many years later, deemed innocent, and then later became a saint, as she well deserved. And I do believe she talked to the saints. I truly believe that. I've been to her home. I've been to Viking. I've been in the crypt where she prayed. I have felt her presence in Reims. I have felt her presence here. Now I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show you the exact spot where she died. Okay, so this cross is set in the garden where she was put to death, which is right here. And I think it's pretty symbolic that what I'm hearing right now in the background are chains, because she was chained to the stake. And the market is opening up and they're removing chains. So to me, that's like really symbolic being here this morning. You can hear those chains. You hear those chains? That's actual chains that they're moving over there. Okay, and I don't want to film people, so I'm not going to point the camera that way. But you can look, man, talk about symbolic. Okay, so there's a plaque right there in the middle, I'll show it to you in a moment, where she was burned to death. They have this statue with her sword behind her, the stake behind her, and flames enveloping her on the sides of this statue. You can see the flames on the side. Now, a lot of people complain that these plants or these shrubs are not being cared for, but actually, if you go to her house in Rouen, you'll find these exact same plants there. So I think that's very symbolic as well. I think this is intentional to represent her home, because you'll see those at her outside her house. I've seen them, and it's actually in the garden where she saw St. Michael. This is absolutely incredible for me. So I have my Word app open, and I'm sorry about all the noise this morning. The thing about it is that this is a very active city. This is just really, really incredible for me. I mean, I have chills literally this morning. Oh, and you know what? If you look at this, I got the word help. I literally got the word help, and I got an entity right where her statue is, right there. That is so incredible. I mean, I'm just like amazed that I got the word help. Attempt. Oh, I just got the word attempt. That is incredible, because I was just about to tell you a certain story. Now, right here, so this is the garden that they've kept here in the middle of the city for a specific reason, because it's to show where she died. There's even a plaque here in the middle. Sorry, I'm using the Panasonic, so it's a little bit shaky cam. So you can read right there the location where Joan of Arc was burnt on May 30th, 1431. So I got the word attempt over where, or heard a place where she, on the other side of this church, where she was burned to death. And the reason why I think the word attempt, and I got the word help as well, but the one word attempt I want to focus on for a moment, because her body, now this is a tragic thing what I'm about to tell you. You might not know this, but her body was burned 3 times. Now she died not from the fire, but she died from smoke inhalation, which a lot of people who have been burned to death would die from the smoke first instead of the actual fire, which is a good thing, because that makes it a little bit quicker. Not more pleasant necessarily, but quicker. Now, after she died, they could not burn her body. They tried and they tried. They let it burn and burn and burn, but her body would not burn. Now, that really raised alarm bells for the witnesses and the bishop and the church that was present from the English side there, because then they started to get worried, like, what is going on? So they took her down, they burned her body again, and it still would not burn. And then on the 3rd try, they burned her body again, and yet again it would not completely burn. They say her body was thrown into the Seine River, rather. Wow, lots of chains this morning. Isn't that interesting? You know, because they wrap those chains around her around the state, and that's all I hear this morning is the movement of change as they're opening up. Now, so that in the end, but now they're saying that they have found her remains, and they're in a museum somewhere under safekeeping for examination, but they're not as absolutely sure. I'm kind of in the mind they probably don't. If she was burned 3 times and then disposed of her body in the river, I'm thinking they probably don't have her remains, but they think they might. They're testing to find out. That would be quite astounding if they do. But think about that a moment. I got the word attempt, and they attempted it and they could not. So in a way, many believe that God would not allow her body to be burned. Okay, so now that it's light this morning and the doors have opened up, I'm going to try and go into the cathedral now. Let's see if we can go in there. It should not be nearly as busy this morning. I don't know whether they have mass, so I'm going to be a little bit cautious. Let's see. Let's take a look. So what I'm about to show you is probably the most amazing thing to me here in Rouen, aside from where Joan of Arc was killed. But It's said and it's believed that her sword is in this cathedral. In fact, her sword is right over here. And this is the chapel within the cathedral in Joan of Arc's honor. And you can see how she is chained and the fire leaping and the fire consuming her. But below, more importantly than anything else, is her sword. I just wish that I could reach in there and actually touch it. But unfortunately I cannot. This is King Richard the Lionheart's tomb. His heart is buried inside, or entombed inside rather. That's just amazing. I can actually walk up and touch the tomb from the heart of King Richard the Lionheart. And it has been proven that his heart is inside. It has been reduced to powder over the centuries, but it is inside. Oh my God, that's just so amazing. I have chills all over me. I can't even believe I'm here in Rouen right now, in front of his tomb. This is just breathtaking. Inside this cathedral, amazing cathedral here in Rouen. So if you're a fan of the TV series The Vikings, this is Ragnar Lothbrok's brother according to myth. How amazing is that? Alright, so now I'm in this medieval alleyway and I have it all to myself here. Oh, I just got a word on my word app. I turned it on just a moment ago. So I'm gonna... Oh, I got the word thin. I'm not sure if it means that you have to be thin to go through here or what, because look how narrow this is. This is how close together the buildings are built. Now this is from medieval times. This is not modern. Okay, some of the buildings have been refurbished. However, this is a medieval alleyway, and as you can see right here, it is thin. Man, this word app is so accurate. Now I turned on my EMF. I'm gonna see if... Oh wow, I am getting like activity here now. It is known that a lot of bad things happen in this alley. Oh, I got the word because. And I was just telling you, it's known that many bad things happen in this alleyway. I mean, oh my God, right here, I just got it. Now we're outside. Oh my God. And I'm getting chills in this alleyway right now. I'm alone in the alleyway. I'm so lucky this morning to have it to myself. And to get EMF activity outside in the open like that is pretty incredible. I mean, look at this. So, wow. This alleyway is considered to be so dangerous at times. You can see this is gated. I think I got the word Tom. Let me look at that and see what word I got. So, and many murders and deaths, all the way leading back to medieval times, happened in this alleyway. I got the word tongue. I don't even want to think what that might mean. I just had EMF activity right in here. In this part. When you think about it, if you're like walking through here at dark 100 in the morning, what could happen? And you had to think this alleyway's been here for centuries. Back, they say, because some of these buildings date back to the 11th and 12th century. So you're talking over 800-900 years. All this stuff. I just got the word teeth. Oh God, can you imagine? Wow, that's just spooky. And I had right in there, I was just getting like incredible chills. Go through here now. Now yesterday when I walked through this, I got really a feeling of anxiety. I don't know if it was claustrophobia or what. I don't really feel... Oh, no way did I just get the word enter. I got a word, enter. I was so claustrophobic in here and I got anxiety. It was last night, and just as it was getting dark, and it's getting dark in here now, I do not feel good in here at all. And I don't know if it's just my own anxiety. I'm all alone, no one's around, you know. And I even put on the EMF. I did not get an EMF detect in here. And I'm still not. But I'm still not getting any EMF detections in this. Oh, well, then again, maybe I am. So I wasn't getting it, and now all of a sudden I got some EMF right here as the end where I entered, and that's the word I got. I gotta tell you, when I get inside, and they say that Joan of Arc was led through here, this alley. That is what is said. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I can imagine it. The cathedral's right over there. And the cathedral was already here when Joan of Arc was on trial. So that is definitely a possibility that she was led through this alleyway. But this portion right here is just really the creepiest place I've been in Rouen so far. So I did get a couple hits, but now as I'm in here, I gotta tell you, it is so creepy. And it's kind of weird that I got the word, I don't know why I'm whispering, but I got the word enter, and I did not want to enter. So is someone or something in here with me right now? If you are, could you light up the EMF detector to show that you're here? If you see this green light, all you have to do, touch this green light like you just did to show that you're here. Touch it again, please. Could you touch it again? No way. As I asked it, it did. Oh, and I got, oh. Oh, fuck. I don't want to go in there again. Jesus Christ. Yes. No way did I just get the word electricity. So I'm like coming to tears right now. I was standing right there. And I got this electric vibe that went up my back, worse than unusual. Yes. And it was like a chill, but it was like an electric spike that went in my spine all the way up to my head. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know whether I'll include this on video or not. Okay, I'm gonna move on. That whole wall just moved while I was right there. I don't know if there's a person behind there or something. Hope I didn't disturb anybody, or if that was a bang, you know. Oh, I just got hit right there again. I'm in here and I'm so stupid. I don't want to be in this alley. Last night I got the anxiety in here, and right now I got hit. I'm gonna walk through it real quick, folks. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a coward, but this is like this little. Oh my God. Okay, where I'm entering now once was a cemetery. And there's a mummified cat here. It's the only remains left that is said to ward off evil. And I'm going to try and find it and show it to you. I'm not exactly sure where that is. So, some believe not all the graves were excavated. Now that sounds macabre, but to be honest with you, that's not totally unbelievable, because that happens in a lot of places in Europe where cemeteries have been removed, but not all of the graves, because they say this area is incredibly haunted. So this was the cemetery area right here, and so there should be still markings that I can find. I haven't been here yet. Oh, I can already see, look at these. Look, right here, already. Oh, and just as I get here. Oh my goodness. This was a cemetery, and these buildings were filled with bones. Strangely enough, I cannot find the famous cat. But just what I find incredible is how these statuettes have all lost their heads. Somebody came through here and chopped them all off. How rude. An actual cafe. I just find that so macabre, you know, right here in the middle of what once was a cemetery. And I don't know, I just find that how they convert these cemeteries into schools, into cafes, into stores. I mean, seriously, look, it's a cafe restaurant right here. Look at this. There's still a bell here. I could even ring it if I want to, but I probably shouldn't. Whoa, I just rung the bell. What did I start? No EMF activity whatsoever, which I find strange. Maybe I had enough this morning because of that alley. Oh, I didn't see that. Look up there. There's so much still here. Wow. Oh, I think I found the cat. This is the mummified cat. Oh my God, look at it. Now you can see me, but this is the mummified cat. It is centuries upon centuries old. And unfortunately, my reflection's in there, so I must try to stand to the side here. That's wild. And that it's still... No EMF. That's wild. I found it. found it. I can't believe it. So it was found here in the wall. I believe that's the exact spot where it was found. And they left it there, and they created this window so people could see it. Wow, that's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow. So the cat is serving a purpose still today, to ward off evil. But not all spirits are evil. And that shouldn't be the interpretation, I don't think. That's pretty incredible, don't you think? Wow. This has been an amazing trip to Rouen. All right, so as I continue my journey here in Rouen to find all the spots where Joan of Arc was. Oh my God, there's a nice little cat right here. This tower is the last remaining tower of the castle where she was brought to be threatened with torture, and one of her trials was held here. Oh wow, I can get on the grounds. I didn't expect that, especially on a late Saturday. Okay, look at that. All right, let's try this. See if we can go around it. So I believe what it's saying here, and I don't speak French, but as we know, on May 30th, 1431, she was convicted and burned to death. And then there was another trial where she was found innocent. And then, as we all know, later she became a saint.